John, we have multiple boxes.
All kinds of stuff here.
Some of them are large, some of them are medium, some of them are small, some of them are antique. Today on Unboxing Mac.
We've got from the littlest little pack, I suspect this is 1B, to the biggest of big Bs.
I'm always most intrigued by the 1B, because that means somebody put it all in.
And then you've got a little something here too that you've bought for show and Mac.
Yeah.
I don't have my knife though, so I can't open anything.
Maybe Nina can get you a pair of dull scissors.
This comes from Missouri, from St. Louis.
From Zipe or Zippy?
From, let's see, Zipe?
Zide?
Zipe? Zipe?
Yeah.
It's Z-I-P-E. That's what it's.
You don't think that's a D?
Zide?
It's not a D.
It could be Zide.
$3.59 to send this 1B to us. So
Which may be more expensive than the B inside.
probably. It's a wacky Mac, and yes, we have done it.
You have to watch all the shows.
It's an interesting Mac. We've had it before.
We appreciate all the effort.
Oh, look, there's a note.
Well, I think the name speaks for itself. Wacky Mac. I found this in the discount cart at Shop and Save in beautiful South St. Louis. I write this note in the throes of a very bitter, acrimonious election cycle. Times when it seems we as Americans have become more divided than united. That is why I find Wacky Mac so inspiring. Their BoxMac radically brings together pasta shapes that have heretofore remained apart, perhaps a lesson we all need. Wow. Maybe coming together is the key to creating something greater, something new. Can we as a people, inspired by this novel, united pasta dinner, see past our differences and come together under the banner, 4 shapes, 1 awesome taste? Of course, the Mac could suck. Can't wait to find out. Well, we do know, because we've done that episode.
Kinda sucks. I like the idea, and in actuality, the Mac was kinda... The message is way better than the Mac.
By the way, I love hearing about the regional food you have access to on the East Coast. I'm always happy to spread the word about our famous regional dishes here in St. Louis. Toasted ravioli, gooey butter cake.
I didn't even know these things.
Butter cake.
And of course, the Slinger, available at Courtesy Diner. They have wikis. Wikis. Everything it became nonsense at a certain point. Love what you do, and I gotta tell you, my wife and I tried 3Gs. We would have never picked it up, just assuming that it was a rebranding of the same product. Oh my, this is the way I remember mac and cheese tasting when I was a kid. A taste I had long thought was lost to cost-cutting measures taken by large corporations to offer improved flavor. It got awfully political, this whole thing.
I kind of like it, but yet it was nonpartisan.
It is in fact Zide, and it's from Matthew Zide.
Matthew Zide.
P.S. included local circulars. You ought to have Junt's cart on the road. Because we've already done his Mac, I think we ought to look at his circulars.
Yeah, I think so. Deerbergs, and I've never heard of them.
I have a Save-A-Lot, which we do have.
Yeah, this is a pretty good price for bacon.
Oh, look, I got a Schnucks.
Schnucks.
Ah, Schnucks.
That's a good price for Pepperidge Farm swirl bread. Half price.
Nice.
This place seems to mostly have hot dogs and luncheon meats. I don't know about the Schnucks. There's a little man saluting us at Schnucks.
Oh, that's super cute. What do you think is a good price for fresh jumbo tilapia fillets?
I don't know. I mean, I see it $6.99.
Yeah, but is that a good price or a not so good price?
That's a not so good. I wouldn't buy it. Not for tilapia.
No, tilapia is the most basic fish.
If it was $4.99, maybe.
Zach, how about this deal? Extra laundry detergent, 75-ounce bottle, $1.99.
Yeah, that's not bad.
How about Alina's Pizza for $4.77?
Nobody does pizzas.
Zach knows his
I
prices.
used to watch Price is Right all the time. I stayed home from school a lot, and Price is Right was on at 11 o'clock every day.
A child hooky tradition.
I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch old pricing shows, either Price is Right or Let's Make a Deal. And I can usually figure out what the prices would have been knowing the year that the episode
Really?
aired. Yeah, I can usually get within a few percentage
That's
points.
impressive.
Well, thank you for sending this in. I know how it is.
BoxMac 27.
27.
Viewer submitted Macs 2.
Yep.
That has the Wacky Macs.
What does Wacky Mac go up against?
Southern Home and Safeway.
That's when we used to have so few viewer submitted Macs that we would actually make shows dedicated to them.
Right.
Hey, you know what we could totally do with all the viewer submitted Macs?
What?
Put them in a pit, like a ball pit, and then have Zach do like an American Ninja Warrior thing.
So, next, Gary, TV's Gary. He handed me this bag. These are Nature Box branded macaroni and cheese.
Frankie and I subscribed to Nature Box.
We got hooked in by all the various podcasts we listened to. Nature Box is one like Loot Crate and like many others.
Blue Apron.
Blue Apron. You see these ads all the time.
Dollar Shave Club.
Stamps.com. Audible.com.
Audible.
Casper mattress. Yeah, the Sleep Number mattress. If you listen to podcasts or watch YouTube content, you've seen these commercials. We're not sponsored by any of them, but yet here we are talking about Nature Box.
Yeah, so do you still subscribe to Nature Box?
Their whole thing is that it's snacks. snacks, and it's kind of healthy snacks
Yeah.
that you can pick up and eat. So this makes sense that might be part of it, that maybe you could choose this as one of your snacks for the month.
and Gary did.
Use my code, naturebox.com/BoxMac to try a free month. We're not sponsored. I'm trying to will it into existence.
But this is mac and cheese with veggies, because
Yeah.
their slant is that they're very healthy.
Green peas, carrots. I guess these. You have an interesting item here. What's this?
My dad surfs around eBay and like antique websites a lot. He came across this, which is very classic, I think 1984.
This could be the most expired mac you try.
These days, Kraft sells Ninja Turtles mac and cheese.
This is a company called Primera.
Primera Foods.
Oh, wow, this is old.
The nutrition panel is completely like unregulated. Like it was just
Yeah.
whatever they felt like putting on it.
My dad warns me that it smells a little.
Will it turn into dust?
Ooh, it does smell old. It smells like it was in a smoker's house, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a combination of perfume and smoke.
Right?
Do you get both notes? Like a woman's perfume plus smoke.
An older woman's perfume.
Yeah, an older woman's
Yeah.
perfume.
And smoke.
And smoke.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. A smoking grandma.
It smells like an old woman's soap, like bath products for sure. Like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe those decorative soaps that were in the shape of shells that they used to
Yeah.
leave in their bathroom and get real
How would
dusty.
a box of macaroni and cheese absorb these scents
The cardboard probably just absorbed
over
everything.
many years?
My grandmother was a legit food hoarder, and she used to have so much food in her house that she would store it in her bathroom.
Holy crap. It smells like visiting grandma in the late 80s.
It certainly does.
Let me take another huff of that.
Frankie wants more member berries.
It's a Yankee candle. Grandma in 1980s.
Nostalgia for people in their 30s.
This box is from 1990. It still sounds like pasta. I bet
There's
it's
a
not
little
edible.
hard clump that's clumped together in there.
Yeah.
Maybe a good display item, whatever room you store it in. They'll go, Grandma. So that was $14 all told, I
Yeah.
think, with shipping. So we could buy more antique pasta for $14.
There was a 1947 box of Kraft Dinner that came up on eBay that sold for like $45.
I thought we decided that the 70s was when it
They
boomed.
probably didn't have the butter to put in it.
Because it was a depression food because of government cheese, etc.
They had the extra cheese because they were taking the fat out of milk for the first time
That's
to
right.
advertise low-fat milks. So they made it into cheese. So that spawned the government cheese, the recipes for cheese products and pizza and
Yeah,
putting
make
cheese in
anything up.
everything.
Get big government out of my grilled cheese.
Well, which one of these should we do next? Next on this one here? Rockland, Massachusetts.
You know who that is?
No.
That's Adrian, who came to visit us.
Oh, yeah.
Tall, gangly British fellow, spelled John with an H. Does that bother you a little bit? It's just so everybody knows, it's Jonathan.
I'm not going to make a big deal out of it.
I'm gonna make a big deal.
Of all the things I make a big deal about in my life, especially restaurant food, it's definitely not one
I'm
of them.
surprised it wasn't sent to Junt.
Well, I actually appreciate it when people don't address things junt because
You haven't come around on it yet.
I accept it now. Doesn't mean I have to love it.
Yeah. I think you like it when it's like Junt Labs or Junt Foods or Junt Cooks or Junt Mac.
Yeah.
But you don't really like it as just
yeah.
calling you Junt.
Yeah. It's a box of Bear Creek.
Meaning we've been restocked with Bear Creek. Remember it was in the Texas box and,
Yeah.
and it expired.
And it expired. But so now we actually can do this. Frankie, would you be so kind?
Dear Junt, Frankie, Nina, EJ, and Zach. Wow, he knows the core group. Enclosed are a selection of boxed and bagged Macs for your culinary enjoyment. All were bought at Ocean State Job Lot for a few bucks each. We misplaced the original receipt. There are 2 Sophia Italian brand Macs, which we'd never heard of before, as well as 4 Bear Creek Just Add Water varieties,
Those are your favorite.
which you covered in a couple of previous episodes, but never extensively. Thanks very much for having Adrian on the show. He enjoyed watching you all make a few episodes, and thanks again for the t-shirts. Enjoy the Macs. Best wishes, Adrian and Shelley.
How lovely. There is a show right here, of Bear Creek. And we've got a family style macaroni and cheese. I had never seen this one ever in my life, and I go to Ocean State Job Lot every day, like literally. And then these Sophia ones that I've never seen before.
Pesto macaroni and cheese?
I love pesto, and I'm very nervous about this
It kind
next
of
one.
looks like, oh no.
What is it? Truffle.
When did truffle go from being a high-class, expensive food to something they throw into cheap food and make worse?
It contains dehydrated truffle granules, Nina.
Dehydrated truffle grandmas, Nina.
Does it smell like smoke? And
It smells like new cardboard.
they look like they should be chocolate mousse or something.
$9.85 to ship it to us, though.
Within the same state.
Did we ever actually have Bear Creek on the show? I don't know if we did.
I already said no. Open your years.
Well, thank you very much. That's some very cool Macs. Syracuse, New York.
$13.45 to ship.
$13.45 to ship.
I see there's some coupons that came with it. Hey guys, wanted to express how much I love the show and ever expand your tastings of different BoxMacs that are out there. I've included several variations, all from which are the store brands at an upstate New York supermarket chain called Tops. There's the standard box original, spiral and shells, along with a deluxe version. Also included is the budget brand deluxe that Top carries, Value Time. And just to kick it up one more notch, I've included a bonus Mac. I know how much you guys love the Truffle Macs, based upon the reactions from the Evol one. Lol.
We've never seen this Mac before today.
Oh, no.
And now,
Another
2 boxes in a row.
But this is Tops, and wasn't the other one? The other one is Sophia's
Whoa,
Italian.
what's going on?
Boxes are very similar, but slightly different.
The thing that made me think it was instantly the same thing is the fact that the boxes are the same size.
Nope. This is made in Brooklyn, New York by Sophia Foods. Product of Italy, but made in New York.
Product of Italy, made in Depew, New York. It was distributed by them. That's actually pretty cool. I thought it was going to be a repeat, but it's totally not. I love the Tops logo. It is so clearly unupdated from about 1968.
I'm glad there's more spirals for the Festival of Spirals.
Everything here came to $8.79. $2, $2.50, $1, $1, $1.
I have never heard of this chain before. I'm actually kind of excited. I love these set Macs. I love
Tops
the...
versus Meyer versus Kroger's.
Yeah,
Versus Sprouts. I associate
great
Tops with baseball cards.
I do too. We're down to our last B.
It's the final
This one was sent via UPS. UPS, if you send many packages, actually has much better rates. So if you send thousands of packages a day, you get incredible rates.
half a dozen every 2 weeks.
From Brandy Best in Palatine?
Palatine, Illinois.
Palpatine, Illinois. Emperor Palpatine, Illinois.
Pro job with air.
This is somebody who does a lot of shipping.
Huge fans of the show, and because of you, I've rediscovered a love of mac and cheese. We're just outside of Chicago and have a local store here called Mariano's. They sell the Roundy's brand, which is actually owned by Kroger and operates out of Wisconsin under CEO Bob Mariano. Mariano,
Kroger versus Mariano.
who was an executive and I believe CEO of Dominic's, another chain of grocery stores here in Chicago, left Dominic's after their purchase by Safeway in the early 2000s. This is kind of interesting.
This is very
'cause
dramatic.
a lot of our brands are crossing here.
Yeah.
He left and went on to become CEO of Roundy's and ultimately opened his own chain of stores in his name, the first of which opening in 2010 in Arlington Heights, Illinois.
They're a fairly small chain of grocery stores or stores to open in 2010. That's
Yeah.
very surprising when
That's
they're just
new.
getting squashed out by bigger and bigger companies.
Yep.
The stores saw success, and eventually in 2013, the last few Dominick's stores closed, with many of them being converted into Mariano's. We've found the Roundy's brand to be pretty high quality for a store brand and will usually stick with their standard mac or the 3 cheese. We hope these Macs find a loving home in the BoxMac family and that you guys enjoy. Keep up the great work and we'll keep supporting you guys. Didn't have a receipt, but prices are on the boxes. This is from Lewis and Brandy, and there's a PS.
P.S.
I've also included my prized Buffalo Mac. Was my favorite Mac, but sadly, like the American Buffalo itself, it no longer wanders the countryside. I'm pretty sure all the specialty craft Macs are discontinued. It's a few months past date, but I can't bring myself to say goodbye and eat it. I feel like you guys can give it the loving send-off that it deserves, or honestly just toss it if you aren't going to do anything with it. Either way, I felt it would be better off with you than sitting on my shelf for eternity.
It's this Mac that he's talking about, Buffalo Cheddar. We never had Buffalo Cheddar, and it is gone now. So we got a couple of organics here, Simply Roundy's Organics. And then we got 2 really, I love the packaging. I love that font that they've used for macaroni and cheese there. It very much like evokes 80s.
Little slices of green in the mac and cheese for no reason?
Yes, I'm sure you have to add that yourself.
None of that stuff is in the box. Not the brown napkin,
Not the macaroni and cheese.
not the glistening spoon.
4B here of Roundy's. They put the shape of the noodle around the logo.
Whoa, it's like a flower.
I liked HEB's third brand 3 cheese a whole lot. Ooh, a thick and creamy, and for the Festival of Spirals.
The Festival of Expirals.
Thank you so much for sending this in. Some excellent Macs.
What's the most likely show that we'll make out of these?
I think a just add water episode will be fantastic. Just make 8 of
Yeah.
them. Boil a huge pot of water and separate it
I
up.
think Nina's got something here.
Frankie is so not on board.
I don't have to eat any of it, so I think just add water is going to be great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be totally awesome, and I should sit back up. And we'll see you next time on BoxMac.
It's the final countdown. The final countdown.
We've got 3 boxes.
Maybe we should turn off the fan in the kitchen.
Alexa, fan off.
Okay,
I found several devices matching that name.